Sorry, the view count wasn't working. Sorry, today's Monday morning, guys. Hopefully you guys all had a fantastic weekend. I just had to do a quick technical check there on the live stream to make sure we were working. We are going to go ahead and get started right away this morning, guys. Obviously, a little bit of a shorter pre-market live on Mondays. Just because we do have the Sunday scan out. So those are all going to be still my top focus setups. Not really much has changed there from a technical standpoint. We do have SPY opening a little bit red here in pre-market, guys. Obviously pulling back down towards this 396, 397 level. We do want to go ahead, obviously mark out pre-market highs and lows. This 396 down into this 395. 8 area is going to be an area that I'm going to be watching off the open, guys. If we do see a little bit of a pullback off of the open, if we come out to the SPY hourly, guys, you can obviously see we've kind of been consolidating in this range. Haven't been quite able to break through that 400 area on the S&P. It will be interesting today to see if we do get through that resistance or we have that kind of pullback off of the open. It's a little bit of an interesting dynamic here in pre-market, guys. We have names like AMD up almost 4% and breaking out over a very key weekly level. We also have names like Tesla and Microsoft down a little bit over 1%. So it's going to be a little bit of an interesting day. A lot of the China names are up big this morning. And like I said, guys, it's just a little bit of a distribution throughout the market, right? So again, it's Monday, right? And coming into a new week like this off a week where we have ripped so hard, my biggest thing is going to be on patience today. I do want to mention the AMD setup without talking too much about SPY. We saw a big breakout on AMD in the overnight session, up a little bit over 4% this morning, guys. The reason this is a big deal, right, and if we kind of like, I'll clear my levels here briefly. We're talking about a major area of old support being reclaimed, right? So if you look here, right at this 74 area, we touched at this level on the weekly since September 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, right? And we saw big bounces off this level each and every time. And now we are over this level currently in pre-market, right? So the 74.30 area is the area that I was paying attention to. And we are over this level in pre-market, right? I would like to see how the tape acts intraday, but if this level can hold, this can create a really nice long side trade on AMD. Remember, we're talking about a weekly breakout setup here, so going to be a little bit more patient on something like this. However, I do want to just kind of point it out that it's an obviously major support resistance flip here, right? This was old support, right, and it has since acted as kind of new resistance. We'll have to see how we act on this test of this weekly resistance here, guys. Obviously, we are over it currently, again, in pre-market, but it's going to be interesting if we can still trade that way on this intraday tape, right? So that's definitely one thing I'm going to be watching. Like I said, I'm coming into today a little bit more patient. One of the weaker names in pre-market, guys, that I talked about was on Tesla. If we look at the Tesla daily chart, which we talked about on the Sunday scan, right? This was the big area that I wanted to pay attention to, is into this 198 to 202 level. We are back down under 193 right now in pre-market, but if this is one of the weaker names today, this can present a nice short side opportunity. We may not end up getting that 202 test. However, like I said, guys, if we do see any type of retest of this 198 to 202 area, this is going to be a high confidence short area for me, just with how weak Tesla has been. One quick note I wanted to put out, if you guys did not see it, the Fed Whisperer tweeted last night. He put out a little bit of a thread about how he thought, obviously Fed chair thought that we were kind of getting too far ahead of ourselves in terms of the market overall, right? We had such an explosion in the market last night with that cooler than expected print. And obviously I think, once he kind of saw that, they've said, okay, hey, there's your like little bit of a warning piece. You might want to slow down a little bit and really start to, take it easy, right? And that's an interesting thing in and of itself, right? When the Fed comes out there and kind of gives you that warning shot of, hey, market needs to slow down a little bit. Financial conditions probably loosening a little bit too much, because what the last thing they want is for inflation to, kind of make a roaring comeback and then get rooted inside, the economy again. So interesting to note. I thought we may have been a little bit deeper in the red this morning off of the open, but we'll see again how we act within that intraday tape. Bitcoin did rebound this morning in pre-market. Relatively flat right now. A lot of the BTC names, I think we're in for a prolonged period of kind of choppiness throughout the crypto names. So again, not going to be like a tremendous main focus for me. One sector that is seeing a noticeable move up is the Tilray and the subsequent MJ names, guys. We've talked about these names a bit. This is an interesting theme trade if it does present itself. Memes have been relatively, strong in pre-market. AMC is up 13% right now in pre-market, which is interesting, guys. Obviously, if the memes kind of take hold, that would be an interesting thing to note. I haven't traded AMC in a very long time because of how much, how it's been moving lately with that, new ape, spinoff, right? I just haven't traded it as much. But if the memes do take hold today, it'll be interesting to note and kind of see how we act. GME is not really following along. We're mainly seeing AMC get this additional leg up. But again, the weed names have been strong in pre-market. Again, I'm interested to see if the strength carries over into the open. I don't really have a ton of bias right now, guys. We're heading into a Monday morning here off of I think what was a much needed weekend for the market, right? Because we had the FTX stuff go down. We had the cooler than expected CPI print. There was a lot of emotion swinging last week, right? We went from, the ultra bearish mindset on Wednesday when we had FTX collapse to a cooler than expected print on CPI. And then, 9% up across the indices the last 2 days of the week. So again, I think we kind of need to see the emotion probably cool a little bit throughout the market. And again, today is really a day where I'm focused on letting the market come to me rather than trying to, kind of front run or get in front of any single idea, right? So another name to watch, this one has had a lot of relative strength, looking a little bit weaker here in pre-market. I would like to see this pull back down towards this 31 area and see how we act there. I will mention ARKK is in a very crucial spot. This is probably going to be my top watch off the open, guys. If ARKK can turn this 39.50 area, right, which we have talked about a lot, into support, that would be a very bullish sign for a lot of these growth names, right? However, if we give this level back, that starts to really create some not toppy, but we're talking about some, charts that I think look a little bit differently if we start to give this 39.50 level back on ARKK. Getting over that level and pushing over 40 was a really big breakout, and it's going to be very interesting to see if we can get consecutive daily candle closes over that level. Now, the thing to keep in mind is we did have a lot of weekly charts break out, right? And I talked about this on the Sunday scan, but on ARKK, it needs to get through that 41.03 level, right? Otherwise, it's going to have a really tough time continuing or seeing continuation in a lot of these growth names. So on the daily on ARKK, what would we want to see? So if from a long side perspective, would want to see this 39.50 area turn into support here, 39.43. Again, if we can hold that level, which we have so far on the shorter time frames, 15, 30 minute, that would be a bullish signal for a move back to that 41 test. This is probably going to be my top watch off the open because it is at such a key level. We are hanging out right at that 40 level as we speak. So going into the open, this is going to have my main attention here. If we can hold that 39.50 level, I do like the 43 calls for this week. If not, then, kind of gauge from there and probably going to be looking towards the Tesla short side opportunity. So again, today, guys, Monday, taking things slower, letting the market develop a little bit. I think this should be a very interesting week and not one where I'm in a rush to get in front of anything. I'll emphasize that point again. I'm really focused on letting the market come to me today. I don't have like a specific, this is what I'm taking off the open type of trade today. I'm really waiting back and letting the market come to me and then attacking from there. So I will see you guys on the Discord live trading. Welcome if you are new. Head over to the Discord. Go to the left-hand side. You can hit the live trading tab, hit live trading, and you'll be able to listen to me from 9:30 until 11, and then book Willie and Joey from 11 throughout the rest of the day. And then I'll see you guys this afternoon. So I will see you guys on the Discord live in about 30 seconds. Head over, hang out with us. We're going to be doing some live trading. I'll see you guys there. Peace.